What's up, guys? It's Lance. Today we have Topher Ferris from the Army or the United States Military Academy. He attended Downers Grove North High School and they placed third as a team at state in the 3A class division, which is the highest in Illinois in 2022 and 2023. They got third as a team at NXR in both 2021 and 2022. Seems like a mirror. The NXN in 2022, they got 10th as a team. And he all stated as an individual for cross country in 2022, and then the track season his senior year, and the 2 mile he all stated. So Topher, how's your day been so far?
Going well, Lance. Thanks for having me on, man. Happy New Year, dude.
Yeah, happy New Year. I hope you did have a good night last night, and I hope that the rest of these 364 days will go great for you.
You too, man.
So, how did you get into running?
Yeah, so for starters, in third grade, my mom would run marathons and she would take me to train with her a little bit. And ever since then, like I kind of just been running and started competing in seventh grade. And I kind of knew that Downers Grove North was like a great program. So that really like got me hooked and really started my passion for the sport. So
What was you said you competed in seventh grade? What middle school did you attend?
I went to Herrick Middle School. It's actually right across the street from North.
Oh, okay, yeah. When I went up to practice, yeah, okay, yeah. So, what was some of your thought process stepping into such an historic and decorated program?
Yeah, so when I was in middle school, the team at that point, the 2016, 2017 guys, they were at NXN, they were constantly getting up there at state podium. So I knew there was like big shoes to fill. And that really just got me pumped up. Especially me and my best friend Leo, we kind of knew like by the time we're seniors, like we want to be like this team. We want to be better. We want to be good. So that's what started it all. And yeah.
Okay, so you said that you knew all this was happening. What was some of your like key thought points, like points of emphasis your freshman year of high school?
Freshman year, yeah, I just wanted to just keep having fun with it. I think that's really important, like especially in high school. And if you're looking to continue in college, like just having fun with it's the most important part, and making sure like you're not overdoing it, always leaving something more for the next year to come.
So, as a senior, you obviously had a big leadership role, being one of your top guys. What were some of the things that you did as a leader?
Yeah, so as a leader, I'd say I was probably one of the three captains. Usually there's a few on the team. We'd basically start the warm ups, start the drills, but also we would make sure everybody's kind of doing their part. Like there's a big emphasis on everybody's important, right? It's not just the top guys that our coach is going to focus on. It's the whole team, and having that aspect and creating that culture and environment was, I believe that's like super impactful to a successful program. And as seniors last year, our role was fun. Like we got to experience many things and watch our guys like develop, which is super awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So, you said you had three leaders? Did you like split up some of the responsibilities, or maybe did you focus on something else?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just happened naturally. Maybe for like the stretch circles, we divide up some stretches. Maybe for the warm ups, we'll switch off, but nothing too in place. Just kind of like just naturally let it flow. I think that's super important.
What was your favorite part about being a leader?
Being a leader is it's great because um, it's cool to see all the different perspectives you get. You know, there's especially in a big program, there's so many different personalities. And as a leader, it's kind of like your job to get to know all those personalities. And I think like being a leader just helps you grow so much as a person because you get to see all that and experience that. And a quote I love is like the five people you spend the most time with is the average of who you are. And um, I'm proud to say like the guys that I spend time with, I'm glad those people make up my identity. And yeah.
So, I kind of getting a little bit off topic here, but you're at USMA right now, and so what is it like going back to being like a freshman, quote unquote? So what does that look like? Is it how big of a difference is that?
Yeah, it's interesting because I love being a leader, right? And you go to this leadership institution where you still kind of are a leader, but you're a freshman now. So everybody there is kind of like has experience being a team captain before. It's just kind of like biding my time, leading in the right moments, and just knowing that one day, hopefully, this can be my team. And yeah, it gets me pumped up.
So what would you have done differently looking back at it now? You have a little bit of a year of reflection. What would you have done differently as being a leader?
Being a leader, what would I do differently? Honestly, I think it's so important just to make sure you just ask people how their day was. Simple as that. Like if you make people feel important, if you make them feel like wanted and loved on the team, that environment and culture will just exponentially grow. And I feel like I did do a decent job as that, but there's always room for improvement. So I feel like that's a vital aspect.
So you'd say that involving everyone is what you'd essentially sum that up as?
Definitely.
Okay. Now, what was the biggest thing you learned about being a leader?
It's tough. It comes with it can be stressful sometimes, and that's all right. It's part of it. It's part of it, and you just gotta embrace it and keep moving forward and know that at the end of the day, like we're here to have fun. We're here to grow as a team, as individuals, um, and yeah, just embrace it.
So as a leader, obviously you have a big team, and I think there's like 60 kids on your team, which is unreal. Um, did you have to kind of separate some of the other kids that are like, obviously you have fire, really motivated people such as yourself, and then you kind of have the guys that are there to just have fun, run with their friends, which isn't a problem, but sometimes it can bring other people down. Did you kind of have to find that middle and try to separate them?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I feel like as leaders on a big program like that, you kind of set the standard, and it's up to at the end of the day, you can only lead a horse to water. You can't make the horse drink the water.
They go,
Um, I guess that's a good cliche quote, but
yeah, cool.
that's really what it comes down to. Like we can set the standard for, hey, if you want to be good or if you want to like continue to advance in the sport, we're going to do these things and and lead by example. And it's up to you to just follow that. And I think just in my like past 4 years, I think that was really successful and it did like kind of catch more guys to start following and yeah.
So you would say you never forced it really?
Um, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's at the end of the day, it's their decision. So yeah.
Okay. This is probably my favorite question I'm gonna ask. What is FTTFP?
Oh, okay. Yeah, FTFB. So every year on DGN there's a new model, right? So our my freshman year of high school, it was FTFB. However, that one kind of just stuck, and that's kind of like the big culture. So that's for the freaking boys. Um, and I think the main premise of that is just you're doing it for each other. Like you're racing for your brothers. They're not your teammates, they're your brothers, right? And I think that's how winning is done. And I don't know, every time we're on that line, like just knowing that if you give it your best for the person standing to the left and right of you, that's all you can ask for. So
So you said it's stuck. What is it? Does it legit come through your mind at practice, maybe like once a week or something? Like as your program, does it actually mean a lot to you guys?
I think it's been on a few shirts, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah, you just do it for each other, and yeah, I guess that's just stuck. So
I did because like there's some programs that's like this guy's just kind of something they say. It doesn't actually mean something. But I hear like a lot of you guys like Ryan and Caden. I know they say it a lot and I know that as a team, it means a lot to you guys. And as a brotherhood up there, I think you guys have a really good team environment for yourselves, especially because you always have these guys that actually want to be able to be up there and try to go to NXN every year. And I think that's really good for you that you were one of the ones to help make sure that environment stays. And looking to you as a leader, I'm really glad that I got to have my first ever conversation with you in person at Under the Lights. That was a great time meeting you, and
That was a fun time. Yeah.
it was, and I really enjoyed learning a lot from you. Like I genuinely do. So, what was the recruiting process like for you? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw you put Army, I was really surprised. I never really had asked you personally, but I was really surprised about Army. So, what did that recruiting process look like for you?
Yeah, so definitely an interesting recruiting process. At junior year of state, the track meet, Coach Moore, my one of my coaches now, she came up to me. She was on a recruiting visit and at EIU, right? And at the time, I'm thinking Army, no way. But I stayed in contact through the summer, and uh, my dad and parents would talk to me about it and just kind of educate me on what it was because I had no idea what USMA was for a while. And I just kind of kept it in the back of my mind. At this time, I'm thinking I want to go to like just I'm gonna try for like an SEC school or like a Power Five school or something like that. And um, coming up on senior year track season, it's getting late in the recruiting process, and it kind of just clicked with me like this would be a great thing for me. Um, Even if I don't like it, I'm still going to try it out. And financially, it made sense. Athletically, it made sense. It's kind of a smaller conference where I can really try to like uh, exceed and be up there in the races. And it's tough, but I mean, I'm enjoying it, and hopefully, I can just continue to keep pushing forward. So,
What has been your favorite part about being there so far?
favorite part about the school?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. All the people are really cool. I've met some really cool people, and it's funny. I feel like I see a lot of similarities, and like it's easy to connect with people. Is what I'm trying to say, and um, yeah, it was really easy transition making friends and stuff. So.
So what did some of that summer boot camp look like for you? Because obviously you have to go through training to get into that. So what did some of that look like for you?
Yeah, so I had a short summer. I left June 26th for boot camp, and then that ended around August 12th, and then straight into the school year. So had a little bit of a short summer, but yeah, the boot camp was just a lot of like just I guess a lot of running, so
Yeah,
not bad. A lot of like just upper body strength stuff. There's some crazy things like a gas chamber
yeah.
um, and like using like a compass and stuff. Just learning like transitioning from like a civilian into a soldier. Um, Other than that, like boot camp's probably the last actually like military aspect I've done basically all year. Um, which is interesting because I like when I signed up for Army, I thought like at least maybe a little bit throughout the school year I'd be doing some of that military stuff, but I just put on the uniform, go to school and run. So
So like you said, the gas chamber. Explain to me what that is. I know what it is, but for our viewers at home.
yeah, so we had to get trained on using like a gas mask, right? So they had our whole like group going into or the whole plebe or freshman class would go into there, and you learn how to use the gas mask, right? So you lift up the mask, show them that you can use it properly, put it back down, and then at the very end they say take it off, and it's tear gas. So we take it off, and immediately I'm like, oh, it's not bad. And then it just hits you. And they made us do like push ups and stuff. And that lasted for a good like minute or two. And then once I got out, it was like horrible feeling, but also like the most accomplishing. Like I felt like I can do anything after that. Like it was great.
So it's almost like spicy food. You're like, oh, this isn't bad. Then
Dude,
all
it was like, yeah, it was like spicy food going right into your face.
would you say it made you more of a man?
Totally. Totally wins. Yeah.
So what does some of the running look like for you? Is it any different than like a regular program? I know you said you haven't really done anything military, but how is the adjustment from high school to college for you so far?
It's been pretty good, with the exception of like a few more miles. our workouts have been very similar, and like our post and pre-work have been kind of similar. Like just doing like mixing in 1 or 2 days of strength work and like central nervous system stuff every few days, and it's been good. And I'm hoping to have a really good track season. Just because the cross country season, I didn't really have a summer to build into it. However, I still get to race like 3 or 4 times and ran decent marks, but I'm really looking forward to like now that I got like a base down to really rip some stuff this winter and spring. So
So you'll be able to have summer training for next year, right?
yeah, so I just have what it's called field training just for 2 to 3 weeks. And I should be back in Downers Grove by like June 18th or something, and then till like August 1st. So it'll be a good summer.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
just making sure that you get that for at least 3 years.
for sure.
So that is only one something you'll have to do for one summer. Like you won't really have to do anything really related at all. Like you'll get a normal school summer.
Basically, yeah, with the exception of just a few training sessions over the course of a few weeks. But fortunately, I don't have to shave my head again, which is kind of clutch. And I don't have to like give my phone away or anything. So it'll be pretty good. And yeah, I'm excited.
That's probably my favorite picture of you. It was like a week, a couple days after you left, and there's guys screaming at you as you're just walking. And I saw that on I think the boys. I think I saw that on the boys, and I was dead. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this is what shaved head Topher looks like.
Yeah, that picture's funny. My family made an ornament of that. So yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad to see that they enjoy it as much as I do.
For sure.
So what has been so far your favorite memory or experience of the army so far?
Honestly, I love like the team, like the running team. It's great. Like just going traveling to meets and stuff. It's a blast, dude. It's fun. Just like staying in a hotel and just being able to race the next day against other like big schools is just a lot of fun. So that's gonna be something I always look forward to on the weekends. And it's just a matter of like just keeping good grades and kind of time managing all that. So
I know academics won't be a problem for you. It's all right.
uh, kind of.
So what does some of the training look like? What does a week of training look like for you?
Yeah, so Monday, we're doing easy run. Tuesday and Friday will be our workout days. Right now we're just mixing in some fartlek stuff. It's pretty early into the season, and then every Sunday we're on the Sunday long run schedule. So just two workouts a week with the long run. Maybe we'll do a workout in the long run, but it kind of just depends.
So you have a rest day, right? Like you do.
Um, we don't have a rest day. Just like we'll take 1 or 2 days easier
Okay.
throughout the week. Yeah,
So it's like a normal. I didn't know if you did 6 days or maybe 7 days at all.
for sure.
So how long are some of your recovery runs?
We go normal, like probably 55 to 60,
Okay.
7 or 8 miles. Probably that'll go up as the season goes. I'll probably try to hit around 75, 80 at the peak mileage for the season. So that'll be good.
Yeah. Is it how much of an elevation difference is it, or is it at all?
Yeah, so West Point's just thrown on the side of a mountain. So there's a lot of hills and it's got good elevation. So every time I come back to Downers Grove, it's fun running on like just flat streets. So
Okay, I was gonna be my next question. Is it like realistically how much of a difference is it? Like what does some of your elevation look like total numbers?
so it's nothing crazy like Colorado. Like it's nothing crazy where it's like hitting that 5,000 mark, but some of our long runs will have like a good 1,500 to 2,000 feet of elevation, which is pretty cool and it also hurts. So yeah.
How big of an adjustment was that for you? I mean, going up from a flat city to that, like how did that go for you?
Some of those long runs, oh, I got dropped so hard. But especially like not having a summer either. But as the season went, it got a little easier every time, and just being like in the mix of all those hills, you kind of just get used to it. So
How many guys are on your team?
there's, I think like 22,
Okay.
23. So it's pretty, including like mid distance. So pretty decently sized for the men's side.
So are you're gonna be more of a like a 10K, 5K guy, right?
Yeah, I think so. When we hit outdoor, probably 5K, 10K. Indoor, I'll probably rip a few 3Ks, maybe a 5K there. So yeah,
Steeplechase?
dude, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's me.
No,
I'm hoping my coach will just throw me in the 10K.
you don't even want to try it.
I'll try it 1 or 2 times, hopefully.
Okay, I'll
But
be pretty disappointed if you don't. What is your favorite memory of Downers Grove?
favorite memory of Downers Grove. Oh, it's a good one. Honestly, one of my favorite memories, like running related, was when we were waiting for the NXN at large bid. We were
Yeah.
all in my friend Leo's house. We were in his basement, and it's getting like 11:30 at night. And eventually, I think like Rich Gonzalez calls Mr. Eddington, and Mr. Eddington calls Ryan, and he's just like, "You're in." And then we just started like sprinting down the block. It was a great memory. Probably one of the most fun nights of my life. So.
Yeah, down here we were gonna be pretty upset if you guys didn't get in. We were I forget where we were, but we were actually we were right here actually. Yeah, I had to look over here. We were on the couch actually waiting for the same thing you guys were for Sip. Yeah, we got a call from Sipple saying that you got in.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So I know basketball is a big thing up in Chicago, and I know it kind of is for you guys as well. Who was the best basketball player on your team senior year for you?
Oh, dude, Caden Weber, no doubt, bro. Kid's athletic. He played like AAU up until I think freshman year, and at one point he was considering basketball over running, but me, Leo, and Asa got him. We reeled him into running, and I think that was the right choice. So, but yeah, he's a hooper for sure. Me and him are kind of like a dynamic duo when it comes to that. I think maybe we could take on like if there's a top two like cross country runner basketball tournament, I think we'd be up there for sure.
Be a third nationally or just Illinois?
Who knows? I don't know.
I think
I have
there
confidence though.
I
I have
think there is only
confidence.
one way to find this out. Are we throwing this together?
That'd be
So,
sick.
so for Army West Point, obviously there's a big rivalry with Navy. What has been your experience with that? I know you had to make a whole post about it on Instagram with the football game. What is that some of that experience like for you?
Dude, the rivalry is real. It's real. Like I didn't really know like how much of like a tense environment it would be until the Army Navy cross country meet duel. And some upperclassmen were saying like, dude, it gets personal. And when we got there, like, dude, no words were said. It was just like an all out race. Um, and it was a cool environment for sure. And then when we get to the football game, there's like smack talk going on. Some Navy guys are pouring water on Army throwing back. Just in like the waiting line. It's funny, dude. It's really funny. And then the football game was big, and then Army dubbed out. So you love to see it.
So would you say there's mutual respect for each other, or was it straight up just I don't like you?
I don't know. I mean, I've only been here for a semester, so I don't know if I can truly like answer that question for the whole core cadets, but um, yeah, I don't know.
So I know with some branches there's like you have jobs and duties. What is your job and duty if you have one?
Yeah, so right now, I mean, I'm just a cadet, just a student. But you can pick when your senior year, like when you're in your senior year, you pick like your branch that you want to go. So I think there's a good like 17 different branches you can go, and you'll come out of West Point as a second lieutenant, which is the first rank of officer in the Army. Um, and if you keep going up the ranks, you'll get to captain, major, stuff like that going forward. So yeah, definitely there's a selection of jobs you can pick, and yeah, still got a lot of time before that, but yeah.
So are you wanting to stay in the military or are you wanting to do your 4 years of duty or do you have 2 years of service?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably so it's 4 years at West Point and then 5 after.
Okay.
As of right now, I'll probably plan on leaving after 5 and going in the private sector after that. So I think, but that's so far away, so I don't really know like how my desires are going to change, what I want my future to look like is going to be in a few years' time. So
Okay. So there is three questions that I do want to ask you, but I try to
okay.
keep them off the list so you don't know. Number one, who's going to win it all in the college football playoff?
Oh, number one right off the bat. So I think Michigan Alabama is going on right now.
Yeah, I'm an Alabama
Um,
fan. I promise you, I'm not a bandwagon, but I'm an Alabama fan, and I had to go sit in the other room. I can't watch that.
Not a big Jim Harbaugh guy.
I I'm not. I don't dislike Jim Harbaugh. He's a great coach. He's definitely not Nick Saban, that's for sure. But I no, our offensive line couldn't stop. I think bunnies, and we couldn't tackle to save our lives. And we're still in the game at halftime. I'm not looking at the game till this is over. But we
Yeah.
we don't even have 100 yards of offense, and we're only down 3. So I guess that's good. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna win it all? I think, dude, I might be with you on this one. I'm gonna go Bama here.
I,
No Bama.
I think the
And
winner
we'll
comes.
know in like an hour or so if they
Yeah,
make it to the finals. So
I think the winner comes from Alabama or Michigan.
that'd be sick.
Don't sleep on Quinn Ewers, in my opinion. Quinn Ewers is a hooper. So what is one thing that you would tell, not just running in general, what is one thing that you would tell 7-year-old Topher Ferris, 10-year-old Topher Ferris?
Ooh, that's a good question. I just tell them to like if if 7 or 10 year old Topher Ferris already loves running, I would just tell him to learn as much about it and just keep having fun with it. That's really what it comes down to, and stay consistent with the things early because they really do pay off.
One of the things I do appreciate about you the most is that you're a massive fan of the sport. And like all of the top runners. I mean, that's a lot of people, but you're really in depth with it and you're very knowledgeable about it. And a lot of people like there's runners who don't even watch running. Like in order to, I think, find success at your sport, I feel like you have to watch it a little. Like you
I
can't
agree, dude. Yeah, I agree.
like you can't be a basketball player and not watch the NBA, right? Like it's not how
Sure.
it works. And so I think that a lot of runners honestly don't watch running. I mean, I'm not saying you need to be an avid watcher like every week, but at least know like, hey, world championships are going on right now. Let me tune in for just a
For
little bit.
sure.
Like some runners don't even know when
Yeah,
they're,
I think that's big.
and that's honestly something we found with our team. And oh, sorry, that was pop up. Anyway, I think honestly something that happened with our team is we kind of said last year, like watch running, and we actually got a little better. We started watching running. That's not only the factor, but I think that is a little bit of it, honestly. And then finally, one last question. What is your favorite dad joke?
Favorite dad joke. Oof. I mean, what do you call a cow with no legs?
What is it?
Ground beef.
Yeah. I figured I'd let
Classic.
that play out for the viewers at home. That's a great joke. One of my buddies, he's a cow farmer, so I hear that all the time. Um I make sure I tell him that as well. He doesn't appreciate it as much as I do. But yeah, I think that it's really enjoyable to have you as a I would say a friend, and you I truly do learn a lot. And like I said, I've wanted to have you on for months, and I'm just gonna start kicking this thing back up. I already have another one in line, and I'm really excited for that one. It's gonna be a part 2. That's a hint. Um, I did this when I was like a lot younger and really new to it. Now that I'm a lot more knowledgeable, um, I'm really excited for this one because he's one of the smartest guys I know, and I'll make sure I tell you after this one. But yeah, thank you guys for everyone tuning in. And Toph, do you have any final words for anyone?
Yeah, Lance, thanks for having me on, man. This is great. I enjoyed talking to you, and yeah, best of luck this track season, man.
Thank you, man. Have a great rest of your day.